Master Halleck, how you doing? I just got through Sunday afternoon, September 25th, and I just got through watching your video playing around in the pool, and I actually have not been checking out YouTube much because I have been working like a fiend at preparing to be able to sell music online. So, first of all, let me respond to your video about publishing industry, and everything you say that applies to the publishing industry applies to the music industry. As you said, I don't disagree with anything you said, and it's a conversation Sarah and I have had a million times. And the interesting thing about it. So yes, number one, I mean your main points are publishing companies are in it to make money. They don't care about you as a person or helping people or whatever. They just want to make money. Absolutely. And that if you don't like it, you don't have to go into business with them. Absolutely. That's completely true. And Sarah and I have had that conversation, and that's why Sarah's not trying to get her book published with another publisher right now. I mean, they sent it to Tor, which is one of the few publishing companies that seems to be in relatively decent shape at this point. And when they turned it down, she just wasn't really interested in pursuing it because she's worried that those companies may not be in business. If they sign a contract with your book, it's a year and a half before they actually publish it, and it's not clear what companies are going to be around and which aren't. And some of those companies. Now, the one thing that I would question is that the publishing industry is in it to make money, but the weird thing about the way corporations are structured right now, and there's these general Uber corporations that own all these smaller corporations that so like a lot of these publishing companies have been bought out by bigger companies that then are not interested at all in publishing, are interested in the potential money available in that, and they're only interested in short term. So, there have been several publishing companies that were in really good financial shape, really healthy companies doing great, and were bought out by larger companies that then did leverage buyouts, then saddled those companies with the debts, and then sold them off again, so that now those companies are barely making it and are struggling. And not only that, but then the shareholders on those companies are demanding profitability immediately when they've been put in a position where they can't really be profitable because they don't have any cash reserves, they can't invest in things. So everything's on this razor thin margin now. That's an oversimplification, but there's a lot of stuff going on that makes the decisions being made are not really about making money and in a sustainable fashion, but about somebody coming in and pillaging a company and taking the money out, and that falls downhill to that rolls downhill and ends up sticking to authors. Even, and I'm not just talking about young authors. Lots of authors, even well-established authors who have been around for a long time and can sell their books and make a lot of money. Now, these companies, and once again, you say they're about making money, but they just make stupid, boneheaded decisions, partially because companies are overwhelmingly conservative. I mean, and this is something that's been documented over and over again, is if you get a company that's been successful, they become very conservative and they're afraid to take risks, and if they don't understand something, they won't change their business model, and the first thing they focus on is maintaining the profits that they've always had. And the publishing industry is doing that, fighting tooth and nail, and they're killing themselves. Once again, is this my problem? No. Is this Sarah's problem? No. She's going to sell her books. It's just it's just too bad. There's all these backlists of books that are out there that could be sold as ebooks that are not available because companies are stupid, and all they'd have to do is pay somebody to create a digital copy of that book, at next to nothing, a few $100s probably, and they could put those books up online. There's no additional cost to having those sitting online, and they can sell them like crazy. They could sell them, at $1 a piece, $2 a piece, $5 a piece, whatever, and just make a ton of money. And they're not doing it. So, they're very conservative. They're afraid of new things. They're trying to protect, and they're not doing that because they want to sell hard copy books when their margins on those hard copy books aren't as great as the margins on the ebooks, but they have this huge infrastructure set up around hard copy books that they want to continue to support. So rather than ditching the infrastructure, and that's going to cost some jobs, it's going to cost some money, they're not willing to do that. Now, all of that, once again, it's not my problem, it's not Sarah's problem, but it's interesting intellectually, and it's funny to look at and think about this. Now, I don't understand all the politics and the internal machinations, but anyway, you went on at length about this. By the way, I just want to say that anyone coming across your video titled Nerding Out in Pool, and that's what is it? How long is it? It's like a 5-minute video where you talk about the publishing industry while watching people swim around in a pool. I mean, anybody who comes across that, like, by accident is just going to be like, what is this? Anyway, so I have been, over the last week, working really hard. I appreciated your previous video, the response to my travel and music making thing. And actually, based on what you said there, I talked with Sarah, and I decided that I was just going to sell my music under Dan Haug. So I went and I had set up a whole series of things, like a Twitter account and a web page, under Daniel Woodbury, and I just decided, I'm not really comfortable with that. I don't like assuming another persona. I'm perfectly happy to sell stuff under Dan Haug. And so we talked about that, and we did that, and I'm really happy I did it. So now I've got a web page, and you can look at it. It's www, or you can just type in danhaug.net, because .com and .org are taken. So danhaug.net, and it's my web page. I've been putting together, so I've been working on the web page and putting some content up on there. I'm going to try to blog once a week. I created a YouTube channel called Dan Haug Music. I created a Twitter account called Dan Haug with an underscore at the end because Dan Haug was taken. So I'm going to tweet as well because I was already doing those things anyway. I was already making YouTube videos and tweeting and following people on Twitter. It's just that now I can do that, and if I play a live show and people are interested in following, they're welcome to. And it was interesting talking to Sarah about this because when she sells her books, she's you don't sell books through personal contacts, people you met. But realistically, I don't expect anyone to find my music unless they find it through a YouTube video or through a live performance or through a friend. People aren't just going to search online and find Dan Haug music. I mean, it's just, it's like looking for a needle in a haystack. So I'm assuming that's how things are going to work. And I'm not, you asked me what my goal is as far as selling music. And actually, I just want a creative outlet. At this point, I have a career that's fulfilling. Yeah, things aren't always what you'd like them to be in your job. But, I want to be able to make music. I want to have a reason to make music and to publish it and to actually learn new things musically. But I don't really want the pressure. I don't want to say I want to be a musician or any of that stuff. I just, I like making music. It's fun. I like learning new things. I like sharing it with people. So my goal is to pretty much break even. I want to make enough money to cover my costs at this point, and I want to do it for fun. I'm not trying to make money. I don't need to make money. I have money from other sources. That doesn't mean that I'm not going to try to structure it in a way that it doesn't have the potential to be profitable. So I'm working on that. Anyway, so I've made this web page. I'm going to sell CDs through CD Baby. I'm going to sell. So I'm actually making an initial CD. I'm going to call it Analect 1. I don't know if you're familiar with Analect, the term Analects, the Analects of Confucia. No, is it Confucius? Analects of Confucius, yeah. But I've got all this music sitting around. I've actually got like 30 or 40 songs that I've recorded at various states. So I figured I should try to get something up and just do it and not worry about it. So I went through, I cataloged all the music that I have sitting around in digital formats, various recordings, and I picked 13 songs that I thought were of good enough quality to go ahead and throw together. And I'm going to probably re-record some of the other songs and try to put together a second CD with those songs on it. And so I was going to call it Album 1, and I was like, it's not really an album, it's not. And so I decided, I looked up synonyms for album, or I can't remember what other, volume, and I found this term Analect, which I really like. It's actually, it's a collection of sort of fragments of writings, and I think it's really appropriate for what I'm doing here with music, because I have some songs on this CD, one that I wrote this summer, and songs that I wrote back in the 1980s, so a couple of them. So it's it really is kind of a mishmash collection, but I'm also learning a lot about what I need to do to prepare the music. I had to go back through and remaster a couple of songs to clean them up. And they're still, they're not going to be stunning production value, but, I was listening to them, I think they sound okay. So I'm happy about that. So I'm really happy to be selling under my name, and I'm happy with the album. And I'm actually uploading the songs right now to CD Baby, and then the album, or the CD, will be available. I think I'm going to make it available October 1st. And then I think I'm going to buy like 100 copies of it. Was that what I was going to do? Because the cost is then like $2 a CD to have them done that way, $2.50 a CD or something like that. Plus, there's to actually make the CD available online, it costs another $60. So it's but once it's available online, so I need to make $300 essentially off this CD to cover these costs. So if I sell them for $9-10 a piece, I can make that back fairly reasonably. So yeah, it's actually kind of cool. So yeah, it's funny, when I started putting up the webpage though, I found myself uploading pictures that I have sitting around, and I've got a lot of cool pictures that I've taken over the years, and so I put some photo galleries on there, and it's just the kind of thing that I think are cool pictures that I think people might find interesting. So I really like having this webpage, danhaug.net, and I can just post pictures, and I can post music, and I can I'm going to write blog posts as well. And I will start making videos. So what I'm going to do is I was making a video a week for the Nothing to See channel. I'm going to start doing that for this new Dan Haug Music channel as well. And I'm going to go back to the Nothing to See channel and actually put links to my new channel, and also links to where people can buy music. So, and then, over the next however long, I can, I've got 100 different songs recorded, and probably 60 or 70 of those are covers of other songs. So I may, in fact, look at creating a CD of covers as well, or uploading some of those, the more popular ones, on YouTube, because you can do that, and actually you can set up the licensing online to pay a licensing fee to the owners of the copyright on that music, and it's something like 9 cents a sale or something. So if you sell a song for 50 cents or whatever, or 99 cents or whatever. They'll take 9 cents out of that. So yeah, I've been doing all this stuff. It's been a lot of work, but it's been actually really fun, and I'm keeping going. I need to call you and talk to you about the date for performing there, and I will. It's probably easier just to talk to you about it because I got some other questions as well. So I left a voicemail with you earlier today, and hopefully I'll talk to you then. So I'll see you in a couple weeks. Till then.